Good morning. It's the next day now, and I've had a really good time in Franz Josef. And today we head on a long bus journey down to Queenstown. I'm not looking forward to the travel too much, but I will listen to my audiobook and just try and settle into it. I don't love the travelling days, I mean, who does? But I'm very much looking forward to getting to Queenstown. We've come from a little stop at Lake Matheson, but I'm not really looking around because I'm on a webinar at the moment, which is back in the UK that I wanted to catch up with. So I'm just soaking up the atmosphere. It's very peaceful here, but I'm not doing a proper walk. Stopped along our journey in more rainforest, and we're going to have a look at Thunder Creek Falls, which is a waterfall that's 28 metres high. So we just stopped for another little photo stop, just a brief pause, but this lake behind me is Lake Hawaii? I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's an absolutely gorgeous spot. So we've just come for another little stop off in Wanaka, but it's only a quick stop here, and I thought actually there was a longer stop here, and some people are getting off the bus and spending the night here, which I would have quite liked to do because I know there's some really good walks from around here, and yeah, the lake is utterly beautiful, but yeah, it's okay. I'm glad I get a little chance to look at the lake, and yeah, I've got a bit longer in Queenstown.
After a long day of travelling, we checked into Nomad's backpacker hostel. I was feeling absolutely exhausted, so took some time for myself and to work on my videos. Despite having looked forward to all the hikes and adventures around Queenstown, I felt really called to stay indoors and edit before I was ready to face the world.
I think there can be such a pressure when you travel, and I know I pressure myself to squeeze the most out of every moment and see everything and do everything. But the older I've got, the more I realise that's not how I want to travel anymore. I want to honour my nervous system, and if it's telling me to rest, I need to rest. So I've just had a really quiet day, got quite a lot done, editing a YouTube video this morning, and I'm just coming down to, I think it's called Queenstown Bay. It's a little beach by Lake Whakatipu, the big lake in Queenstown, and I'm just looking at the mountains and enjoying the sunshine. The sun is really hardcore in New Zealand. They have one of the highest incidences of skin cancer in the world, and even when it's not super sunny, the UV is really, really high, and you have to have sunblock on at all times. But I'm covered in lotion. I'm ready to take on the day. I'm just gonna have a quiet one, but I'm gonna go for a little dip and enjoy this beautiful lake surrounded by mountains. It's absolutely idyllic. That was so wonderful. It was really cold, especially compared to the sea in Waiheke, where I was a couple of weeks ago, but that's on the North Island, so I guess closer to the equator, and it's going to be warmer. But this is a lake and it's colder than the sea. It was really refreshing. It got deep quite quickly as well, and just being in the lake surrounded by mountains, seeing boats and other people swimming, oh, it's paradise. Good morning, another day in Queenstown. I forgot to take you along with me for my dinner out last night. I went for this wonderful Mexican at a place called Margot's and had the biggest plate of nachos that was intended for sharing, but I was quite capable of eating them alone. And then I relaxed and went to bed, and today I'm tired again. I'm really, really tired again, but I'm going out for some breakfast now at a place called Bespoke Kitchen, which looks very nice, and then I'll figure out what I'm going to do with my day. Well, they didn't have what I ordered. They do a vegan Benedict here, which is a dream, vegan hollandaise, and then I ordered it and paid for it, and then they came and told me they'd run out. So I've ordered some greens on toast, which seems like a pimped up avocado toast with like other greens and courgettes and seeds and things, and it looks very good. Well, I haven't done a whole lot since breakfast this morning. I've just been, yeah, I've been feeling really under the weather still, not just really low energy, and you know, I had this bad cold before and I feel like I'm over it, but I'm just feeling really low energy and not great. But I really wanted to get out. I did toy with the idea of going paragliding today, but I ended up not booking it. It was really expensive, and it's something I used to really want to do, and I booked it on holidays like 4 times before, and then it had always been cancelled because of the weather. And so I kind of feel like, oh, maybe this is my chance to do it, but I'm just not as excited by adrenaline activities as I used to be. So I decided I'd either walk or run today instead, maybe a bit of both. And I'm just gonna head out for a run now. I'm in Queenstown Gardens, and it's really beautiful, kind of botanical gardens, really nicely manicured, but still kind of wild trees and things like that as well. So I'm just gonna start running any moment now. I really haven't done a whole lot of running since my ultramarathon in September. It's January now. I've done 1 run since then because of hiking Israel. I mean, it's not like I haven't been active. I hiked the length of an entire country, but running is a whole different skill set. And yeah, I'm just taking it slow and enjoying the views. Okay, I'm really not feeling great, to be honest. But I'm hoping that it picks up if I just take it slow and carry on, and then I'll just walk if I need to. Oh, that's utterly gorgeous. This Lake Whakatipu is utterly beautiful. It was so nice to swim in it yesterday, and then today to be running around the outside, exploring different angles of it, around this woodland that's next to me. Oh, it's nice. Okay, so I've just seen this is not called Queenstown Track, it's the Frankton Track. On the map it was saying Queenstown Track, but I've just seen the signpost here. Okay, I'm at 2.5 kilometers and I feel quite lightheaded, so I think I'm gonna turn around. I am just getting over a cold and a cough, so yeah, it's not the longest run, and I'm taking a bit of a pause, but I've really enjoyed it so far. It is a bit depressing though that I was running 50 kilometers a few months ago, and now 5k appears to be my limit. Actually, that's not true. I did a 10k on Christmas Day, but yeah, running is not what it was for me before. Did it, and that was an utterly glorious run. Probably, and this is a bold claim, but probably the most beautiful scenic run I've ever done in my life. I mean, Lake District is up there, and that was all off-road. Top two runs of my life. I might actually go climb up Queenstown Hill, which is just a short hike here. Now that I'm out and about and already on the move, I think it might be a plan. One of the things I love about New Zealand, and this was a thing in Israel as well, I can't remember if I said it on any of my Israel vlogs, but there's public toilets everywhere and they're free, and they're really accessible, and they're really clean and well stocked with everything you need. And it's just such a dream when you are someone who needs to go to the toilet all the time, and you live in a country where they often charge you for disgusting toilets. Well, it's been over an hour since my run and I have not gone up Queenstown Hill. Again, I've lost energy. I don't know what's wrong with me at the moment, and I just feel like I'm ravenously hungry and I need to eat something. So I'm going to go to a restaurant, and then if there's enough time I might try and get up Queenstown Hill before sunset, but I don't know if it'll be too late because I don't really want to be coming back in the dark, because I don't know if I'll be able to find my way. Come to a Japanese restaurant called Goku. I was really craving sushi today, but they don't actually do any vegan sushi, so I've got tempura and rice, and it looks really tasty.
The next morning it was time to take the bus out of Queenstown, and while I didn't do as much as I'd have liked in New Zealand's adventure capital, I'm glad I listened to my nervous system and rested.
Okay, it's another relatively long day of driving, but we've stopped at Lake Whakatipu where there's a phenomenal view of Mount Cook, and I was actually going to go do a day trip to Mount Cook originally when I planned 5 days in Queenstown, but because of the bus mess up at the beginning I only had 2 days in Queenstown and I just didn't have the time to go do that, so I'm not seeing it properly. So really nice to get this view of it here by the lake.
Shortly after, we arrived at Lake Tekapo, our stop for the night.
So I'm just going down to the banks of Lake Tekapo and it's so beautiful here, and we're staying at a place called Lake's Edge, and it's these really nice kind of holiday chalets with dorms, and it's a bit crowded, but it's a really nice place and right backing onto the lake. And yeah, not here long, but tonight I'm going to do this dark sky, because this is a dark sky nature reserve, so you get the best stargazing, and I'm not sure if it will be as good as some of the stars I saw when I was in the Negev desert in Israel, but it could be even better. So really looking forward to seeing that, and tonight I'm going to a hot pool to do some stargazing. So you lie in the hot pool and there's someone talking you through the constellations and the sky and the stars, and I'm so looking forward to it. I don't know how much I'll be able to share really of it because it's just going to be darkness and I know the stars won't show up on the camera, but I'll see what I can film. Okay, I'm heading down to the hot springs place to do my stargazing. It's already, I can already see the stars quite vividly at the moment, and I've just stepped outside from the light, and usually your eyes take at least 15 minutes to adjust, so once they've adjusted it'll be even better. You probably can't even see me now. Most people keep their lights off around here because it is a dark sky reserve and they want to preserve it so people can see the stars, so really there's not going to be a whole lot to show. Holy moly, that was incredible. So we went in and just as we were waiting to go in, we did a bit of a quiz to about what we knew about the solar system and the galaxy and the universe and stuff already. And then we went out and looked through telescopes and learned loads and saw different things. They were these really high-tech telescopes with things programmed into them, and then we just change the view and then see yeah, all these kind of collections of stars and learned about them, and just these, you know, hundreds of light years away, and learning different constellations. Saw the Southern Cross, which is how you tell south when you're in the southern hemisphere. Yeah, so much, and the guides were just phenomenal, so knowledgeable. The guy who ran it, I think, was like hugely educated in it, but there were these telescope technicians who were leading groups on each time we looked through the telescope, and they'd only been trained in 5 weeks, and they were so knowledgeable. Really, you know, I asked them questions about how they measure light years, and they were just so knowledgeable. That was honestly one of the best tours I've ever done. Oh yeah, well that's just the first bit, and then we moved into the hot springs, which we were at 38 degrees and just so toasty, like a bath, and then we lay on these floating hammocks and floated around for a while, and then the main guide guy came back in and he talked us through the constellations some more, answered questions, talked about black holes. It was mind-blowing, utterly mind-blowing. So I'm just heading back. It's gone midnight now. This is later than I'm ever out, and it was just I'm buzzing, and the stars were so bright, just so vivid. It was like when I was in the Negev desert, and I thought it wouldn't be as strong here just because there is a little bit of light pollution because we're in a town, or like a township, a village, but it was just as vivid as it was in the Negev, and so much more interesting because I was actually learning about what I was seeing. I'm ridiculous. I came back to the hostel and I'm so buzzing from seeing those stars and from the hot springs and the telescope and all that wonderful stuff, but I'm just not sleepy, and it's nearly 2 AM now. I've just been wasting time, I'm gonna try and sleep because it's an early start to leave in the morning. Good morning. I have behind me the Church of the Good Shepherd, which is just on the side of Lake Tekapo. And it was built partly obviously as a place to worship for Christians, but also partly as a memorial for pioneers who lost their lives here. So we're just doing a little toilet stop in a place called Burkes Pass, but it's an interesting story about this place because there's a guy back in the day called Mackenzie, and he used to steal sheep from, I think, from Christchurch in Queenstown, and then come through this area we're in now, which was sort of no man's land, and then sell the sheep. And this place, Burkes Pass, was a kind of place where all the dealings would go on, and they would do, and he would make the illegal sales, and then also there was just lots of drinking and debauchery. And yeah, so I found that really interesting. And then where we were yesterday, and I think a lot of this place is named after Mackenzie because there was no official Māori name for it, so he has the credit.
Well, that's all from Queenstown and Lake Tekapo, and also brings my Kiwi Experience bus to an end. I didn't film an outro, but I'd be very grateful if you like, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and there's more to come from New Zealand. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!